Sunset clauses are screwing up millennials. This is the legal scam developers don't want you to read. So if you're a millennial or a Gen Z trying to buy a property off the plan in Australia, you better read every line of your contract like it's a Tinder bio from a compulsive liar. Because I'm telling you guys, hidden inside those contracts, there is a clause that lets the developer legally ghost you, cancel your deal, and resell your dream home to someone else for a higher price. And ladies and gentlemen, it's called a sunset clause. And it's the legal version of getting dumped after 18 months to even 5 years with your deposit refunded but your dreams permanently wrecked. In this episode, folks, I'm going to break down what a sunset clause really is in plain English, guys, and how developers weaponize it to kick buyers out and flip for profit. Which states are protecting you and which ones are still letting you get cooked. And also in this video, there's also real examples with real price jumps, legal delays, and court costs. And if you're still planning to buy off the plan property this year, this could be the most important property video you'll ever watch all year round. Now, firstly, guys, what is a sunset clause and why is it so goddamn dangerous? Well, guys, a sunset clause is a timer. It gives both the buyer and seller an escape route if the project isn't finished by a set date. Like, that kind of sounds fair, right? Until the developer starts intentionally missing the mark. Like example, guys, a developer might intentionally delay your sunset clause. For example, your sunset clause is 3 years. After 3 years, they might say, hey, we haven't finished it yet, but we can offer you a refund. And then you were to take that refund, they could potentially get that same property that you waited 3 years for and resell it for $150,000 or more on the market. To quote Real Estate Institute of Australia, they say, quote, the clause is designed to protect both parties from unreasonable delays, end quote. But to counter that from New South Wales fair trading, quote, some developers misuse sunset clauses purely to chase windfall profits, end quote. This is what I'm trying to say, guys. This sunset clause is not just a clause. It's a bloody legal landmine. And secondly, guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about how it actually plays out. This is real buyer stories from every state. Now, starting with New South Wales, because, you know, it's close to home. Since 2015, developers have to get written consent or go to the Supreme Court to cancel a contract under a sunset clause. And I've actually looked at it. It's from section 66ZL or something like that. But before that, it was the Wild Wild West. In Victoria, from 2019, developers must give 28 days notice or either get your permission or face a Supreme Court hearing, but only in extreme cases if the buyers get really shafted. Now in Queensland, as of 2025, unlike New South Wales and Victoria, there is still no formal protections. And I don't know whether you heard about this news in news.com.au that I read before. This girl called Yasmin Razor or something like that. She signed a off the plan in 2021 to buy a $207,000 lot, like a piece of land. Then obviously from the developer, delays kicked in. Now she's saying from the article, the developer might pull the sunset clause on her and flip it for $420,000. Like if you look at the article, that's a $150,000 jump in 18 months. And because of the sunset clause, the developer can somehow break the contract and resell that land and profit on you. Now moving on to ACT, they have a sort of hybrid New South Wales Victoria kind of protection due to rising complaints since 2024. To quote ACT Property Council, quote, sunset clauses exist to maintain fairness, end quote. But to counter that, the Consumer Action Law Centre, they say, quote, the clause is often used to exploit buyers with no leverage, end quote. And guys, here's my savage opinion. It's not a clause, it's a developer backdoor exit to chase higher profits in a rising market. And get this, guys, the law only catches up after enough people get burned. Now, thirdly, guys, this is the formula behind the flipping game. Like, let's do the math over here. Like right now, let's talk about the scam. Plain and simple. Let's just say you buy off the plan for $600,000 in Brisbane. The market grows by 10% during the construction phase, which according to Core Logic says happened from mid-2021 to mid-2022. So right now, your unit is now worth $660,000. Say, for example, the developer conveniently misses the deadline, right? It activates the clause and they refund your deposit due to some legal loophole. Or for example, you somehow lost your job or your circumstances change, you can't get the loan for that property anymore. And you can't technically use this contract that you have signed with the developer and pass on to, for example, your mate who can basically take this existing contract and buy from you, but right now not from that original price because it's gone up in value. And at this moment, the developer, they can resell to a new buyer at $660,000. Now the profit margin just jumped by $60,000. Let me ask you a question. What is the risk to developer? Zero. However, what is the sunset clause cost to you? A lot, a broken dream. Now, to quote large East Coast developers, quote, we only rescind when legally allowed and justified, end quote. But to counter this, property lawyer David Morrow said, quote, developers delay just enough to legally void the deal and relist, end quote. So this is what I'm trying to say to you guys. You're the collateral damage in their profit spreadsheet. Fourthly, guys, in this video, the legal protection is patchy and too late for the most. What I'm trying to say here, guys, is even with the reforms, most buyers still have no clue about what a sunset clause is. Like, this is real talk, guys. How many 30-year-olds know Section 66ZL on top of their heads, right? Unless you're a mortgage broker with 50 years of experience, you have zero clue. And money to launch a legal action. And also on top of that, if you lose, you might even pay the other side's legal costs. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, data shows that in 2023, over 1,100 off-the-plan contracts were cancelled by a sunset clause nationwide, and only 17 were contested in court. Like, let that sink in, guys. Most people like you and me who are buying these off-the-plans, like noobs like you and me, well, I'm not a noob, but I was once a noob. Like, we would just quietly walk away, like, game over. And guys, this is my savage opinion. Reforms are like a band-aid on a broken leg. Like, what I'm trying to say is you can't regulate your way out of a rigged system, especially if the average buyer doesn't know what they're signing in for in the first place. But right now, you must be watching this very frustrated and going, Q, what the hell do I do? I bought an off-the-plan property right now. I have a sunset clause. I'm looking at the contract right now. Well, guys, in this part of the video, I'm going to tell you how to use a sunset clause to your advantage. And yes, it's possible. Alright guys, so if you have a pen and paper, let's get practical, guys. Write this down. If you're going to sign an off-the-plan contract today, here's how not to get caught. Number one, I want you to do a title search. See if the construction permits have been even approved. I want you to ask the developer, how many projects have you completed on time? Like, just ask them. And if we go, oh, a lot, then you go, well, can you show me proof of that? Show me when this project started, what is stated on the contract that you'll take the time to complete it, and when did it actually finish? Was it finished on time? And I'll highly suggest to you, negotiate on a tighter sunset clause. If they say, oh, it's 36 months or even like 5 years, go, no, I only want an 18-month sunset clause. Because this is to protect you. For example, if the developer takes more than 18 months to settle on this property, you can ask for a refund. Alright? Because you do not want them to hold your money for 5 years while you pay like a $50,000 deposit for a purchase that is not getting built on time. And also on the flip side, on the sunset clause, if they don't finish in 18 months, they are not allowed to refund you the money if you do not agree. Alright? Make sure the solicitor vets this contract and it's based on your terms, not their terms. And final tip, guys, if you're writing this down, really write this down. Never ever use the developer's recommended solicitor. Never ever. Okay, those guys are a one-stop shop. Those guys are the same snakes in one barrel. If you know what I'm talking about, right? Always get a solicitor or conveyancer that's not connected to the sales. It's very easy for the developer to slip something under the table with the solicitor and go, oh yeah, skim, when they're talking about the sunset clause when they're meeting up with you for a one-on-one consult on the contract of sale. You know what I'm talking about, right? Because according to Cancer, quote, they say buyers should do thorough due diligence, end quote. And also, according to house advocate Brandon Coates, he says, quote, contracts are dense for a reason. That's why most buyers miss the traps, end quote. So all through and through, what I'm trying to say in this video is a sunset clause can actually work for you or also go against you, but only if you know more than the developer thinks you do. So guys, you've made it this far in this video. Congratulations again. You guys are serious investors, serious buyers. And I'm telling you right now, after watching this video, you probably know more than the 99% of the off-the-plan buyers out there. But at the end of the day, guys, knowledge without action is useless. So right now, if you guys want to protect your deposit, stop playing the rigged rules, and get an actual strategy that's tailored to your goals, I suggest you book a 50-minute strategy call or a 60-minute deep dive for me to create a holistic lending solution, and also for you to connect with my A-team, my advice agents, my financial planners, my accountants, all independent. They don't work with me. They all have their own companies and independent structures, so that they can give you an independent, non-biased advice on your property accumulation game. But hey, if you're not ready, just hit the like button, hit the follow button, and most importantly, smash the share button. Share this knowledge to your mate, because knowledge is power. And until next time, I'll see you in another episode of That Property Roast. And until then, stay vigilant.